in a moment, but let's first of all check out the two teams. The West Indies, and I can tell you that Roger Harper is ill, Kenneth Benjamin's got a knee injury, but nevertheless they are a formidable outfit and they continue with the policy of making Jimmy Adams keep wicket. And the Sri Lankan side, well, they just might have the attack suited to this pitch to cause an upset, with at least three spinners in Kalpage, Muralitharan and Jayasuriya, who you may remember took 6 against England.
One might perhaps by winning the toss and putting Sri Lanka in. West Indies have given the Sri Lankans their best chance. We will know the answer to that as the afternoon unfolds. It's Ambrose to Jayasuriya. Well, that's a brave blow. The fielder's underneath it there, and no, it's Winston Benjamin, and that was just beyond his reach, but Jayasuriya is obviously determined, with only 2 fielders back in the deep for the first 15 overs, that he's going to have a go. I wonder when Ambrose was last treated like that in the first over. And look at that, what a wonderful stroke. That's 4 runs of very highest quality. So, a marvellous first over that for the Sri Lankans. 10 runs coming off Ambrose's bowling, and that doesn't happen very often, even though 1 or 2 of them were extras. As Ambrose starts in to Jayasuriya. And there it goes, over the top of square leg, a chase for Simmons. The outfield is fast, I'm not sure he's going to get there. Yes, he just flicks it back. And they've run 4. Well, that is extraordinary, because my goodness, they must have gone fast.
Well, that's in the air. That one did bounce. And they have the breakthrough, the West Indies. Well, Phil Simmons nearly made an awful hash of that. But in the end, he's held the catch. And Jayasuriya is out.
Well, Jayasuriya, right from the time he took guard, showed very aggressive intentions, and that was perhaps the right way to go about it. But he didn't get hold of it. The ball hitting the bat near the maker's name, and Simmons taking a simple catch.
33 for 1.
But in fact, Manama is producing something quite dramatic in between. He's going to come back for 2.
Another appeal, that's out. That is out. Umpire Chowdhury has no doubt whatever. And so the second Sri Lankan wicket is gone. Mahanama LBW there to Cummins. Anderson Cummins again to Tilakaratne. That's a good, he's out, he's gone. Umpire Chowdhury, who raises his hand quicker than almost any umpire I've seen, gives that out, and I'll say it looked as though he was pretty plumb. So that is the 3rd Sri Lankan wicket to fall. Tilakaratne, LBW, bowled Cummins for 11.
Once again, you can see that there's very little movement of the feet. The foot hasn't come forward at all. There was just a half step. And that's got Tilakaratne into trouble. LBW Cummins 11. Sri Lanka have lost their 3rd wicket for 68.
It's Upish and he's gone. That's Lara at backward point. And Sri Lanka have now lost their 4th wicket. And this innings is beginning to be in ruins. Oh!
Well, that's another wicket for Hooper. I think it was the little arm ball. Stump out the ground. And keep playing shots like that. Magnificent. All through mid-wicket. He threw everything at it, the kitchen sink included, and it's whistled away through mid-wicket. And old Kirtley doesn't like the look of that at all. Well, this time they do go for a single. They make their mind up. There's a big appeal, and yes, we have the 3rd umpire in action once again. Brian Lara in from backward square leg, hit 1 stump. So all the crowd turns towards our box to have a look-see. There's the Lara throw. And what is the umpire here in the box going to do? Not out. Oh, there could be a run out here if there's a direct hit, and there isn't. So Silva survives. Desi Haynes not finding the force with him today.
Well, there could be a run out now if there's a direct hit. No, Haynes again missing the stumps, and again they've got away with it. Oh, and that's a splendid blow by Kalpage over the top of Ambrose for 4 runs. And that's really a heartwarming blow for Sri Lanka, and a good moment to welcome viewers in South Africa on the SABC to our commentary. I'm Henry Blofeld, and with me is Geoffrey Boycott, and although Sri Lanka are very much in the doldrums, Kalpage at the moment really doing splendidly. And here's Walsh to bowl to him. Simmons coming off the boundary. And this flurry of runs has really brought this huge crowd to life. Not a very good throw by Curtly Ambrose. It's overthrows. Simmons couldn't, in spite of his tumble, he couldn't stop the overthrow. Ambrose is having one of those days in the field.
Oh, that's a magnificent shot. Don't bother running for that, son. That's 4. Great shot. Shot of the day. 131 for 5. Kalpage on 36. Rank full toss. It's hauled in the air. It's just going to bounce short of Arthurton. Kalpage probably a little lucky that he didn't get it properly. And here comes Cummins again to De Silva. Another full toss. This time it is in the air, and it's going to drop short of Richardson this time. They're back for 2. Well, the Sri Lankans are really turning up the heat now. Oh, that's a great shot from De Silva. 1 bounce 4. And Aravinda's beginning to tick now. Ambrose to De Silva, who's on 39. That's where he's gone. I don't think the field around there's going to get it. No, he hasn't. Oh, more good bowling by Curtly Ambrose, right up in that block hole. And Aravinda De Silva has bust his bat. Oh, that's a lovely shot from Aravinda De Silva. Takes him on to 49. You'd have been proud of that one, Sunil.
Yes, I've never managed to play a shot like that in my life. Over extra cover. Over extra cover. Not with my delicate wrists, but Aravinda has got wrists of steel. And look at that shot. Tremendous.
166 for 5. The clapping starts, and so does Walsh. High in the air, I think he's going to be out. He is. It's a no ball though. The umpire signalled no ball, and he's got 2 for it. Desi Haynes can't believe it.
Well, just imagine if he had tossed the ball up in the air, they could have gone for a 3rd run. But Desi Haynes has been going through the horrors with the bat, and also while he's on the field, he's not been able to move down quickly to stop some deliveries, some shots. And so he was, I think, just happy to have been able to keep the ball.
Arthurton in pursuit of that one. I think they'll only 1. The firecracker start. Now then, it's going to be Curtly Ambrose to bowl the last over. He's up against his old foe, Mr. De Silva, and now a long on is back, so the fine leg is up. Great shot by De Silva. It's, what is it? Is it 6 or is it 4? Four runs. That, I think, is going to be over, though. That is a magnificent shot for 6. 10 off the first 2 balls of the over. Ambrose to De Silva. It's going to be 2, is it? Will there be a run out? Oh, Ambrose has fumbled it. Ambrose has hurt his hand. A run out chance was on. And Sri Lanka have stolen another single. Where's that gone? Hauled away. They're back for... Now, did he put a foot over? Has it gone for 4? What's the umpire signalled? The umpire hasn't signalled anything. But I think that the replay may show us that that was in fact a 4, and the way that Phil Simmons seemed to pull up at the end, that's 4. Oh, and De Silva is out, run out, end of a great knock. But I'm still slightly bemused by what happened the ball before. Aravinda De Silva is absolutely shattered. But it's been a great final effort. It'll be interesting to see whether at the end of the innings 2 runs are added to this Sri Lankan total, because it seemed to me that Phil Simmons acknowledged that he had overstepped the boundary.
Well, perhaps it might be up to the match adjudicator to do that.
De Silva's last 18 balls yielded a frantic 38 runs. Here comes the last ball. And they'll run themselves into the ground. Kalpage is coming back quickly. He's back for 2. And so Sri Lanka, after a very long time of being completely and utterly becalmed and in the doldrums, have finally got themselves to 188. Onto your seats. If you're watching us on Star, if you're watching us on Sky, it's going to be an absolute rip-roarer. Let's go to the commentary box, join Henry Blofeld and Sunil Gavaskar.
Well, it's going to be Wickramasinghe to start off from the pavilion end, bowling the first over to Brian Lara. And here he is. Well, that was a fine piece of fielding there in the covers by Jayasuriya. It's Kalpage. We've got a problem here with the smog, which has come down quite thickly since the dinner break. And from the way Lara played that stroke, it looks sunny, as though the West Indies don't intend to hang around in the first few overs either.
Well, they saw the way the South Africans approached a fairly simple target of 195. The South Africans perhaps played a little too cautiously, and the West Indians do not want to cup that mistake. They'll take the runs as they come, and that's how they should approach it.
Wickramasinghe to Haynes. Oh, the big appeal, he's out, he's gone, he's LBW, first ball for naught, and that is a perfect start for the Sri Lankans.
Well, look at the way the crowd's responding, and you know where their sympathies lie. They're certainly supporting Sri Lanka to come into the finals. And poor Desmond Haynes, his run of bad luck continues, bad form continues. Once again, when a batsman is not in form, you can see that there is not much movement of the feet, and not much doubt about that decision either. 1 for 1, the West Indies.
He is, in fact, the chap whose foot went over the boundary at deep mid-wicket to the fourth ball of the last over of the Sri Lankan innings, and the word has come from the adjudicator, Dilip Vengsaka, that it was felt as the umpires didn't talk to him at the time, their original decision should stand. That's another unnecessary run for the West Indies.
I was saying earlier just after the incident happened, that in the first match of the Reliance Cup in 1987, a similar incident occurred when an Australian batsman had hit a sixer. The umpire had declared a 4, but the match adjudicator at lunch interval added the 2 runs.
It's in the air, he's gone, caught there at second slip, so Simmons is out, and it was a regulation catch, but it went pretty sharply to Mahanama, who took it very well indeed.
Well, perhaps justice being done after all, because Simmons was the one who went over the ropes in trying to field that. And now fishing outside the off stump, a simple catch to Mahanama. Wickramasinghe striking once more for Sri Lanka. West Indies 3 for 2 wickets.
What about the Kapil Dev career? Has it still got many years to run? Are you after Sir Richard Hadley's record, or are you beginning to feel a bit sort of old and creaky in the joints?
Well, definitely old, but I personally feel, as long as I feel okay on the field, I don't feel burdened to the team. I don't mind continue, but when the time comes, I feel the other bowlers are good enough to take the job.
Oh, lovely shot there by Lara. Smashed it away. And here is Lara flicking away, and that's another 4. So Brian Lara is such a dangerous batsman. Sri Lanka have to snuff him out if they're to stand any chance of making the final. And at the end of that over, it's 32 for 2. Flipped away over square leg. That'll be 4.
Yes, this is one of his favourite shots. He sort of flicks it off his hip. He helps it on. There it is, off the hip. He doesn't ride it like most batsmen have done, ride it down to fine leg for 1 or 2. He flips it away there.
He's hoping that the West Indians will make mistakes.
It's well bowled by Kalpagil. Well, there could be a run out here. No, it's the third umpire. Did Arthurton get back or not? So the drama now turns to our commentary box, where Carl Liebenberg, the third umpire, will examine the replay. Yes, as you could see from that replay, Arthurton's bat was definitely 5 or 6 inches inside the crease. Kalpagil to Arthurton. It's up in the air, but it's over the top. Over mid-off. Wickramasinghe there, nothing he could do about it. 4 more.
Now that's high in the air. And it's 6. That's a full toss, and it's sliced away for 4, put away clinically really by Arthurton.
They've got a 10 over gap here.
And there's more. It's a lovely shot off the back foot. Races away by Lara. That's racing away. Good bit of sliding fielding down there at deep fine leg through the glooming. Tilakaratne.
And so is Muralitharan, and that drive through the covers extremely well fielded there by Mahanama.
Any team could have panicked, but both Lara and Atherton have batted with a great deal of cool and haven't been afraid to play their shots either.
Oh, and that's another clumsy piece of fielding. That's gone away for 4. Well, Hatteras Singh there, the substitute. No, yes, Chandika. And we're seeing Muralitharan again. Have to hurry. And indeed, the hit the wicket, the bail came off, and we've got the third umpire in business again. Mr. Carl Lieberman behind us. Atherton is having a big laugh about it. Let's just have a look at it, one other angle. It's very close. And the red light is on, and so it is not out. Well, he's hit that one splendidly. It's gone away from first bounce for 4. That was a lovely straight hit. Muralitharan to Lara. Oh, it's bowled him. So that is the end of Lara's innings, and at last Sri Lanka have broken this partnership. Lara has gone for 82, but for Sri Lanka it is too late. Well, there's the square cut that Jeff was talking about, and that's going away. Is it to the boundary? Yes, a despairing dive there, but to no effect, so Richardson is at last off the mark. And that's 4 more, a most emphatic blow. A lovely shot by Richie Richardson. And Kelpage again to Richardson.
I like Richie as a batsman. There's nothing, you wouldn't say he's an aesthetic or technically correct player, but he's got his own way of playing, his own method. He's quietly confident and he uses it very well. He's very productive in test match cricket and one-day cricket.
Mahanama there on the leg side. The thunder flashes begin, the flames begin too in the stands. The time-honoured way of ending a match here in Kolkata. And that's the paddle shot by Richie Richardson, and that is victory for the West Indies by 7 wickets. So they join India in the final, which will be played here at Eden Gardens on Saturday for the Hero Cup. Well, there we see the card. Kelpage, who really started De Silva off, and then De Silva ran into top gear and overtook Kelpage. In fact, De Silva was the pick of the bunch. 2 for 18 in 10 overs with his very slow off breaks, even winning Geoffrey Boycott's plot. It was 3 for 2, but those 2 left-handers, Lara and Atherton, put on 123. Lara went just before the end for 82, emphatically in the finals. The Sri Lankan bowling, well, Ranatunga threw the